everyone's talking about Derrick Henry and this amazing run that he's having of yards after contact. And what I wanted to share today was actually the mechanism of how he's doing that, and moving away from just looking at it from a fan perspective, like myself, I'm in the 300 level, to what this could mean at the sideline. Okay. Just to level set, like I believe football's a game of inches that is measured in yards and reviewed in frames. So details matter, and details require data, but data, again, not to make the decision, but data to make better decisions. So not until you start putting context around data can you actually start making decisions. Where it starts to become interesting is when you start putting yards per second across, like how quickly they've covered that, to put it in football terms, right? But even that, again, that's for the fans. It's not really for the coaches. Where it becomes interesting is at the 6 yard mark, because at the 6 yard, they are on their way. They're still accelerating, right? And every athlete's a little different. But Derrick Henry accelerates to around 5.2 yards per second after 5 to 6 yards, right? But where it gets even more exciting and more relevant is he's accelerating to 7.3 yards per second by 9 yards, right? Now, when you take that off 40 yard and put it in a game setting, it's actually more relevant because you're not just looking at his speed, you're looking at his momentum. Now, I would class running backs as a collision position. Now, in any collision, momentum is a large predictor of the outcome. So at 6 yards, he's rolling at 1,268 pounds. So 1,268 pounds, just for reference, is going to be pretty hard to stop, right? 1,700 pounds is even harder to stop. And when we look at this in a game setting, where he has been lining up, he's lining up at a point where once he gets going and makes first contact, he's already at 1,794 pounds, right? Now, this play is I think it was 74-yard touchdown. All the 300 level are losing their minds over 74-yard touchdown. But it's this that is the mechanics of how he's getting there. Now, when we start looking at multiple plays, just looking at two really clear examples, it's his ability to generate this rolling momentum that is unmatched in the NFL at the moment. But personally, again, from the 300s, I don't think he's being used to this level of detail. And I also think the teams that are playing against him aren't aware of this level of detail. So this is a play from the weekend. And he was already at 1,100 pounds after handoff. And if you look at that, he probably had another 3 yards to go before first contact. Now, it closed up on him and he had to stop. And he's back to 242 pounds because he's not moving. Right? Now, 242 pounds is a lot easier to wrestle to the ground than 1,700. Right? And this play was for a loss. And what I'd really encourage you all to do once we start looking at this is starting to see the correlation between the rolling momentum of the athlete, not just how fast they're going, but also how heavy they are, and how relatively difficult or easy it is to manage that weight at the various speed.